Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a multi-battle because multi-battles are awesome. ChubbyKid and April are both friends of mine. ChubbyKid, I played him in the top cut of Oregon. His name is Tony. He also won a different regional this season using Gengar and Raichu. I don't remember which regional it was though. April, she was going 65th I think when heading into nationals. I know she got money for nationals, so she's not a novice either. And Tessara, I don't know anything about Tessara. He was a foreign friend of Tony's, I think from like Portugal or something. But we all decided to do a multi-battle. Here are the teams. My team is hidden right now because you'll see as I play. And the unspoken rule was try to bring something that's not just regular OU, OP stuff from VGC. So I tried to stay away from like Kangaskhan and stuff like that. If you saw, I did bring Delphox, I brought a Lucario, and I brought a Ditto. We have choice, we have item claws on and species claws, just because that just kind of goes without saying. That's just how you play doubles. So that's what we did. They led Jolteon, Scizor. I led with Delphox. Delphox is not running an item, so I could take an item on contact. And I know Tony's a good player, and he'd expect me to not target the Scizor and stay in, or maybe switch to something out. So I went for the safe Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately, he was running Lumberry, and he Swords Dances up right now, and I was like, oh god, we're done. And then I saw this Tangela use Sleep Powder, and I got my hopes up. I was like, oh yeah! But it missed, of course. Of course. So we're still staring down this +2 Scizor. Ludicolo goes to fake out my Delphox. Now, we have no communication with each other. So, I'm sure, I don't know why he didn't Bug Bite. Maybe he thought Tessara would switch out. It seemed like a Bug Bite, or I guess he couldn't have Bug Bite. X-Scissor, though, would have done a lot of damage if not KO'd Tangela. I know it's pretty physically defensive, though. But he's going to go for another Sleep Powder. He stays in, gets the Baton Pass out into Diggersby, and lands a Sleep Powder on it. And I was like, oh, thank God. This is our only hope of KOing this thing before it takes the rest of our team apart. Diggersby's already got a great attack stat at +2, nothing you want to deal with. I go for a Psychic just to steal its item. I don't want to mess with Overheat or anything, and I don't want to lower my special attack. He was running a Choice Band. +2 Diggersby, Choice Band, scariest thing ever. So I'm really glad we got that off of him. Tangela, we both double up on the sleeping Diggersby, and it goes down. So I'm feeling pretty good about our positioning. Mostly because that +2 is off the field. Ludicolo went and he thought I would, or that's April. She thought I would switch. I didn't switch. I couldn't risk letting that Diggersby wake up turn 1 and just taking apart the rest of our team. Tony sends in his Ampharos. Now Ampharos, okay, hold on. I just had to freeze frame on the Tangela face. Tangela. Alright, Ampharos here is really scary. And why is Ampharos scary? Because it's got great special defense. He goes Mega, loses like so many different weaknesses. Like, what do you hit it with? You can hit it with Ground, which we clearly don't have, or Ice. And even then, your Ice is mostly going to be special attacks. Outside of Weavile, maybe Beartick and Mamoswine, you don't get a lot of physical Ice moves in the format. So he's going to Mega and go for an Agility, and this is going to give us a lot of problems. Now, even with the Agility, he's not that fast. I sent in my Ditto, and it copied my opponent's Ludicolo. So that's cool, especially because I'm Choice Scarf. So now I'm stuck into whatever that Ludicolo has. I only have 5 PP for it because that's how Ditto works. Not the greatest, but at least I have Ice Beam. But I thought it'd be too obvious to Ice Beam, and it's a real shame that our Sleep Powder missed that previous turn, because that would have really given us, some good momentum here. Instead, they both protect on this turn, and I call that Ampharos was going to protect, so I Giga Drain into Jolteon, because it used to be a Ludicolo. Probably could have Ice Beamed, that way been stuck into Ice Beam for Ampharos in the future. That would have been smarter, but I didn't, because it's a multi-battle. Fake Tears Jolteon comes out and lowers my special defense on my Ludicolo, which is not the greatest, especially because now with the scary special attack that Mega Ampharos has, I'm in a lot of threat of being KO'd here. I go for another Giga Drain on Jolteon, hoping that maybe his Ampharos would switch. I know I'm Choice Scarf, so I can't switch moves, but he didn't know I was Choice Scarf, so I was hoping he'd switch to try to avoid that Ice Beam. I guess he's really not that afraid of it, and with that monster special attack, he's probably he probably made the right move. And he got rid of Tangela that turn, so he couldn't put Ampharos back to sleep, even though Tangela 1 for 3 on sleep powders. Scissor comes up, Bishop comes up, gets a good HP, Life Orb Sucker Punch onto Ampharos. That's good news, because we really want to do some damage onto this Mega. We don't have a lot of answers to it. Look at this Bishop go down to that Thunderbolt, though. It is a critical hit. That's really, really, really unfortunate. Like, really unfortunate, because the only thing Tessara has left is a Togekiss, and now I'm at -2 special attack, special defense on Lucario. Now, I am Mega Lucario, and I'm going to Mega. All this dude had to do, all my partner had to do, is follow me. Now, later on, I learned that he's Choice Scarfed. I don't know why you would Choice Scarf a Togekiss in a multi-battle, but even though it was Choice Scarf, all he had to do was run follow me. And I could have punched the rest of the things on the field here, because what Tony had left, just this Ampharos, and he also had, what, a Scissor, and I had Delphox in the back. We literally could have punched through the rest of this team if this Togekiss just sat here and tried to follow me and absorb up these fake tears and absorb up the Thunderbolts just for a couple turns. I could have taken on the rest of April's team as long as we just got rid of this stuff. Instead, he goes for Air Slash, which was resisted by both things on the opponent's side of the field, and it doesn't even do enough damage to set up my Overheat to KO Ampharos. Can you believe that? That special defense is monstrous, because I'm max special attack here on Delphox. I think it's timid, though. With the Fake Tears and Thunderbolt, Delphox goes down, and with it our only hopes of winning this game. Because I have to send in Ditto, and it's going to lock into Jolteon. Jolteon is Volt Absorb, and Jolteon's only attacking move is Thunderbolt. And it was just not a good day. It was just not a good day at all, especially because I only had 5 moves left, because that's how Ditto works. So, there's one of my 5 remaining moves. He's going to come in here, and he's still going to... doesn't even outspeed this Jolteon. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's going to Fake Tears the Togekiss, go for an Air Slash. Like I said, not the greatest move to lock yourself into in the end game against 2 electric types, you know, with a Scissor in the back. If I had Delphox, if I had Lucario, even just for like 2 more turns, it would have been great. It would have been fine, but can't help it. There's no communication in these multi-battles. For God's sakes, Tessara's on the other half of the world. So we're going to go, and I guess, maybe he's not Scarf. He's not very fast. So Togekiss is going to go down as expected. It was going to go down anyway. I'm stuck out here with my 5 PP, 4 PP, now 3 PP remaining Jolteon, and just to rub it in my face, Tony goes for the Swords Dance, then they fake me out and get that Bullet Punch, and they do it again to end the game. So, that was that multi-battle. Quite painful. Quite painful, indeed. 4-0'd. I know we had 6 Pokemon, so it could have been worse, but that was 4-0'd. We played another game. This time I was with April, and we put Tessara and ChubbyKid together. So April, I was told a lot of her stuff was like in-game, like her Jolteon. That's why it was Fake Tears. It's Fake Tears, Charm, Thunderbolt, Protect, Jolteon. I bring the same 2 Pokemon in Delphox and Ditto this time, but I switched out Lucario for Staraptor because I really wanted to try Staraptor just for fun. So I have the same. She has, what, a Hydreigon, I think she brought the Ludicolo, and the Jolteon again. So, basically the same Pokemon. Just trying to stay away from using the Ubers, that's why we're not bringing Kangaskhan and Mawile. But it was on her team anyway. Delphox, Ludicolo lead on our side versus that Noivern. Notice it frisked, and it only found the Assault Vest on Ludicolo. It's because my Delphox is not running an item. So as soon as I make contact, I get to, steal an item. Fake out onto Raikou, so it doesn't Thunderbolt us this turn. A Super Fang onto Ludicolo to try to get it, down that special tank's health. I go for a big Psychic on Noivern because I want to get rid of this thing's item. And I steal a Choice Scarf, which puts me in an awesome position because now I can outspeed and KO Noivern on the next turn. Now it's really obvious. I knew he was going to switch. So he goes out to Delphox itself, which is alright. But I thought he was going to switch to Scissor because Scissor would be, would have quite the decent matchup here on this field if I was locked into Psychic. So if he thought I was going to Psychic him again to KO him, because Dragon resists fire, so why would I overheat? He could switch in Scissor, eat up the Psychic, and then threaten both things on the field. So I figured, hey, why don't I overheat that slot? He switches in Delphox, and not the greatest thing to get locked into, because I minus my special attack by 2, did basically no damage, and then got snarled to lose another level of special attack. So now my Delphox is, you know, probably the special attack of a Magikarp. So I have to get Delphox out of here before it just becomes fodder. I still have that Choice Scarf, and now I actually have 2 Choice Scarfs on my 3 Pokemon because Ditto is still running the Choice Scarf. I expected a Thunderbolt from Raikou because, what, Delphox can't really hurt me. So I switched to Ditto to transform into an electric type to resist that Thunderbolt here. And I was really hoping he'd hit me with a Thunderbolt instead of Ludicolo. And I was right, so that was good. That was good news. Really, Delphox wasn't much of a threat on the field, so he really could have left it alone. But Delphox, Tony makes a great play. This is why Tony won a regional. He Will-O-Wisps into my Delphox, knowing I'm going to have to move it. Good thing I moved it into Ditto, who turned into a special attack, because right now that burn is not going to be too bad for me. It does end up boning me in the end, though. You're going to see why. We do get a good Scald off on the Delphox. Even at -1, Ludicolo is still a piece of trash in the special attack department, especially when you're running probably a very specially defensive version, as it seems like she is with that Assault Vest. Delphox protects. That's fine. Doesn't want to take this Snarl that I have back, because I obviously copy all of the opposing Raikou's moves. And into Snarl, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, and Volt Switch. I figured, hey, 2 special attackers on the field, Super Effect Delphox, why not? Except for this Snarl battle really is getting us nowhere very fast. We're kind of just trading minus special attacks. Ludicolo does make a good call here. Goes for the Scald on the Raikou. We get the burn on it, which is good. Instead of, she didn't attack Delphox, that was pretty obvious protect. So that was a great move on April's part. Now, I'm not really doing much damage here, and neither is Ludicolo. But I don't think anybody really wanted to switch for fear of taking that Snarl, because I didn't really have a lot of physical attackers. I had Staraptor, so I could have switched to Staraptor, but then I knew he had Raikou, so I didn't want to switch out yet. Because otherwise my other special attacker would be at -1, which was Delphox, and take super effective damage. So I figured, why not Snarl again, do some damage to Delphox, lower its special attack, lower the Raikou special attack, except for Raikou goes into Machamp, who resists it and takes no damage, and who cares about its special attack going down. Delphox revealing a pretty cool move in Magical Fire, which lowers the opponent's special attack. Does a little bit of damage on Ludicolo, not a lot, but steals the Assault Vest, which really allows it to take a couple more hits than I think either of us really wanted him to. So that's not great. Now there's a Machamp on the field, and Machamp, Dynamic Punch, that stuff is not fun to play with. I figured, hey, he might punch me. I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he punches her instead, but I switched out into a Psychic type just to resist it anyway. Tony's Delphox also goes out into Snorlax to absorb another Scald, which Ludicolo was going to send someone's way. Probably not Machamp's way, because she didn't want to accidentally burn it if it has Guts. Now, that Scald did literally no damage because it's at like -1 billion from all the Snarls. So it goes down, and I'm kind of glad to have it off the field, honestly. She sends out Jolteon because her last Pokemon's Hydreigon. She didn't want to send that out against Machamp. I go for an obvious Psychic on Machamp because sometimes making the obvious play is the best thing to do, except for it takes it. It absolutely survives it. Super bad luck. Gets the Charm up onto Snorlax, but now I'm going to have to take this payback, and I'm not going to really, no. Not with Delphox's defenses, not in the least bit. That really hurt right there. So that was not the greatest. The Charm on Snorlax does help Jolteon eat this return up, though. So Jolteon at 83 health right now. That's fine. Don't forget Jolteon is running a Citrus Berry. So if we get hit a little bit more, she's going to get a little bit more health back. My Ditto comes out. I don't want to send out Staraptor just yet. I could have, but I really just wanted to go for this Dynamic Punch onto Snorlax, and I knew I'd outspeed the opponent's Machamp because I have a Choice Scarf. Pretty obvious that Snorlax doesn't want to take a punch move, and I think he still has Delphox. Right? Yeah, there's Delphox. Although I do know Tony's running Assault Vest Snorlax because we talked about this earlier, and I figured he's probably running the set we were talking about, so I knew he had Assault Vest, so I figured he can't protect, might as well go for the confusion on whatever comes in, which was Delphox. I actually thought I'd get the KO on it. I left it just short, which is really disappointing. Really disappointing. That Magician Steel, Assault Vest from Ludicolo earlier, which allowed it to take that Scald better, allowed Delphox to survive here. However, it will go down because Jolteon's so freaking fast, and I will continue to Dynamic Punch everything on this field until everything is dead, because that's what Machamp does. However, Choice Scarf Machamp still not faster than Raikou. Not the greatest. but I will get up a big fat punch onto it, and I think with burn damage, it's enough to KO. It should be. It should be. I think. I hope. Yep. Yep. Oh, doesn't even need the bird damage. Oh, Machamp's strong. Alright. With that, it puts me into range where I get about one more turn off with Ditto. If I want. You know, I could switch it out here, which I think is what I end up doing. Tessara sends out Machamp again. And I'll tell you, I know exactly why I switch out here. I can see his whole set because I copied into his Machamp, and I know it has Bullet Punch. So I did not want to get Bullet Punched, because he knows I'm faster than his Machamp too. So I switch out Machamp because obvious Bullet Punch coming. I knew he had it because I have his set currently on my Ditto. Bullet Punch comes out. Staraptor takes it. I guess this is a reckless Staraptor, huh? It didn't intimidate. That's disappointing. Jolteon Thunderbolts Machamp. I don't agree with that, but that's what happened. Noivern stays in, and Flamethrowers, the Staraptor. And don't forget, guys, there's no communication here, so we can't, like, talk to each other. We can't, like, oh, this is what I'm going to do, what are you going to do? Now, if Machamp was on this field instead of Bisharp, we'd be in a lot better position. However, for some reason, the Bisharp doesn't Sucker Punch. He may have thought it was obvious that I'd switch into Ditto to avoid the Sucker Punch and wait a turn. Since I'm not Intimidate, I don't need to worry about, you know, coming back in later. He goes for Draco on Jolteon. Once again, I don't really know how threatening Jolteon was, especially because he has Snorlax in the back. If I were him, I would have tried to get rid of my Staraptor as fast as possible. But it is what it is. He doesn't go for the Sucker Punch. He Dracos the Jolteon. Probably expecting me, again, to switch, because that was a pretty obvious switch on my part, and that's why I stayed in. And so far, that's cool. I still have the 8 HP Ditto. April's a full health Hydreigon, and Tony's down to his last two Pokemon. I don't switch because I know his last Pokemon is Snorlax, and since I know Tony's set, I know he has Facade on his Snorlax and no Protect, and my Ditto is burned. And I figured, hey, I can get off a huge attack, and then April can take the rest of this game. April's Hydreigon goes for a Dark Pulse as Noivern Draco Meteor KOs my Staraptor, and now it's a 2-on-1 against Snorlax. This is Life Orb Hydreigon, Assault Vest Snorlax, burned Ditto with Imposter, but apparently you don't copy, if there's no Pokemon on that side of the field, you don't copy anything. So now here I am, just a freaking Ditto, really disappointed. Just look at that face. He knows he trolled me so hard. I transform into Snorlax because that's the only thing I can do. I have one ability, you know, I get to transform one time. Tony's going to completely leave my Snorlax alone because it wasn't a Snorlax and it couldn't attack and I had to transform that turn. And I'm going to die to burn, which is absolutely the worst as I'm sitting here watching us go from what I thought was a sure victory to what looks like a defeat. Our only hope rests in a flinch from Dark Pulse on Snorlax and then a Draco Meteor the following turn. We don't get the flinch. There's the Facade, which I was going to do to his Snorlax if my Imposter fired off. But guys, newsflash, Imposter doesn't work if there's nothing across from you. It doesn't just move over like your attack does if they lose a Pokemon. And so, April and I end up losing that game. It was a good game. It was close. I was freaking out, but I guess that's what happens when you rely on Choice Scarf Ditto. I hope you guys like the multi-battle. I know it's a little different, but I think they're interesting. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like the battles, and yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you guys liked it, let me know with a like or comment, and see you guys next time.